Alright, so when you are building, take two. So when you're building a 48-foot tall, multi-generational passive ICF house, it isn't always necessarily exciting. So pouring the concrete, having 1 million pounds of concrete flowing through your hands through that tube, that's pretty exciting. But most of the time, it's just kind of, what's the best way to put it? Dull. But it's also nice because I get to listen to lots of podcasts. But I thought I would go ahead and show you that if you are going to DIY a house, you have to be willing to do the kind of boring, dull things. And so I thought I'd shoot a few minutes of me putting in my 10-inch screws through my structural roof panels. They're not really structural in this particular case. It's really just the EPS foam. So I've got 8.5 inches of foam. I'm using these 10-inch screws, Simpson screws. And part of it is you got to put in hundreds. Well, actually, it's well over 1,000. It's 1,000, well over 1,000, almost 2,000 screws. So anyways, without further ado, if you want to watch what it's like real life, this is what reality is when you're DIYing a house. Also, sometimes what I'll find is that it'll start to free spin. So if it free spins, it either means that I didn't actually hit my I-joist, because I'm actually having these go into the I-joist, or it also means that maybe there's something wrong with that particular area of the I-joist, and so I just shift it until I get a nice snug where it's sinking in. I don't want to over sink, because if I over sink, then that's not good, because then I don't get the good pull-out value. But yeah. But I also don't want to leave it up too much, because then that will be a problem for my my zip roof sheathing, so 5/8 inch zip roof sheathing. So I want to countersink just a little bit, not too much, not too little, kind of Goldilocks. I've got my I-joists that are 16 inches on center. So that's what I'm currently putting in, is all of my 10-inch screws that are going along my 16-inch on center I-joists. Initially, we were actually going through and pre-punching these with a little nail, so it made it super easy for the screw to go through that initial piece of. This is basically just a steel stud, but what we eventually realized is that if you get just the right angle, then the screws will actually punch through. It saves a little bit of time. So with this one, it's free spinning a little bit. So I'm going to try maybe going over, because sometimes we just barely miss the I-joist just by a titch. I'm going to try moving it over just a little bit. Yep, that sunk it nice and tight. Then the other thing that we do to double check is we have somebody go downstairs while somebody else is upstairs. We get on the phone, and then we're able to actually see where the 10-inch screws are coming through the plywood, not going into the I-joist. And so we just tell the person up top, move it 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right. Usually I'm the one down below because I get a nice kink in my neck, and then my dad's up here, my 73-year-old dad, who's helping to build. He's up here moving the screws. So, anyways, I think I'll go ahead and stop the video at this point. If you want to follow along on this crazy journey as I DIY build this thing, be sure to like and subscribe.